we all know that both NBA fans and the NBA want the league to expand. And with Woj saying this,
I've been told that once the league gets done with these media rights negotiations, then the league will start to look toward expansion.
we could be seeing this league expansion happen sooner rather than later. But I have 3 big reasons / questions as to why this may not work out as good as everyone thinks it will. Now, I'm someone who absolutely loves the idea of league expansion. I mean, the idea of having a brand new city, fans, logos, jerseys, history, it's all just so fresh for the league. But the most important thing and the first problem that we are so far running into with the information that we know about expansion so far. Now, I'm going to state the obvious really quick by saying that if the NBA is going to expand, they will be going to 2 cities, with those cities most likely, 99% chance, being Seattle and Las Vegas. Now, when it comes to Seattle, I honestly can't believe that they don't have a team yet. For a city that has built so much basketball talent, has grown so much of the talent you see in the league right now, it is really sad to see that they don't have a home team to represent. Not to mention seeing Kevin Durant play his first season in Seattle and then eventually maybe end his career in Seattle would be one of the coolest things we've ever seen in the league. Not to mention if it's Amazon that backs a new Seattle team, we could see one of the coolest arenas of all time. With all the new technology that Amazon has, I mean, this arena could be crazy. But with Las Vegas being the other city that we'd see in this expansion, I'm not sure if I'm 100% confident that this will work out. In just the past, I think 5 years, Las Vegas has grown to become one of the biggest sports capitals in the United States, with them having teams like the Las Vegas Raiders, the Vegas Gold Knights, what are soon to be the Las Vegas A's, and also the Las Vegas Aces. I think it's fair to say that if a city has this many sports teams already, they're doing something right. But I don't think that what they're doing right is having a core fan base, which is actually the second problem I have when it comes to the league expanding into Las Vegas. Now, I single out Las Vegas because we know that Seattle will be good. They have their core fans. We saw when they actually were going to be relocated to OKC, they had full-on groups rallying to keep their team in Seattle, which unfortunately didn't work out for them. But we've seen it before, right? Like only a couple of years ago when LeBron went to play, I forgot the name of the pro-am. I can't remember. I think it was the Crossover. I mean, this gym was overflowing with people. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, it's just a small, like, high school gym. Obviously, that's going to be full no matter what city that's in, right? LeBron James is there. Well, then explain to me how in 2018 for the Kings vs Warriors preseason, Seattle sold 12,000 tickets to that preseason game within an hour. I think it's just safe to say that no matter what happens, Seattle will be good. For the league to take away their team then give them another one, the fans will be 10 times more passionate about their squad and will also have way more heart invested in their team. There is no doubt about that. But Vegas, let's just take a look at some of the other sports teams that are in Vegas. I don't know much about hockey. I don't know much about the WNBA. I don't know much about football. But what I do know about football and the Vegas Raiders is that their attendance is ass. Now, granted, the Raiders I don't think are the best team. If you know football, let me know in the comments. From what I looked up, they aren't the best team. But it seems like every time there is a big attendance at one of these Raiders games, it's not even Raiders fans, which is one of the biggest things about Vegas. It's an entertainment capital. So a lot of the times that you have these big sports games happening, you have people who are going there to watch maybe their favorite team because they get to go and make a whole trip out of it. They get to go hit the strip, to go gamble, casinos, whatever they want to do. They can also go and watch their favorite sports team play, which is why you see videos like this. I mean, out of this entire arena, there's probably 5 Raiders fans, but this is obviously okay for the Raiders because they don't make their money off of attendance or off of how many viewers they get on their games. They get their money from gambling. I mean, just think about it. If you place a professional team in the hub of gambling, they will make a shit ton of money. And with sports gambling becoming more normalized throughout the years, especially with these big leagues like the NFL, NBA, etc., it's not surprising that a lot of these leagues want to really get to the hub of it. They want to get to the big, juicy gambling center. But for now, I want to continue by saying that the WNBA has actually been very successful in Vegas. Whether or not that is because they just won a championship not that long ago and they're one of the best teams in the league, I'm not sure. So I just want to say for the record, if the NBA does put a team in Vegas and they have this amazing attendance record and they do great and everything's awesome for the team, I'm not saying that there's going to be no one sitting in the stands. My take is just that they will have absolutely zero fans, no one who actually supports and represents the team, unless there's some sort of like big free agent that goes there. Because let's be honest here, no one, and I mean no one, was a Brooklyn Nets fan until KD and Kyrie went there. So any big player can go to any team and all of a sudden they'll have an influx of fans. Point is, there will be no true fans of a Las Vegas team. But like I've been saying with the Raiders earlier, I feel like every single game that they play at their arena, which I think would be the T-Mobile Arena, would just feel like an away game. Or even just like an all-star game with how many fans there would be of other teams and other players in the arena. Speaking about all-star games, Vegas has a dark history with the NBA All-Star Weekend that many people have forgotten about, which brings me to my final reason as to why expansion won't be good for the NBA, well, specifically Vegas. We currently recognize Vegas for being the city that hosts the Summer League, a fun event where you get to go see the new rookies in the NBA, play against other young talent, but it wasn't always like that. In 2008, the NBA tried hosting their very first All-Star Weekend in Las Vegas, in which what was going to be a huge moment for the league. I mean, this was a step into what could have been a franchise in Vegas way early on. Now, if you weren't physically in Vegas for this All-Star Weekend, you probably would have thought it just went great. The game was super entertaining. Kobe Bryant was your All-Star Game MVP. It all looks really fun. To find out that later on that evening, 400 people were arrested, a club bouncer got shot and paralyzed from the waist down, and there were also reports of a body being thrown off of a casino parking ramp. Now, it's not 100% confirmed that bodies were being thrown off the roof because the NBA hosted an All-Star Weekend, but it was confirmed to be a higher spike in criminal or just bad activity in Vegas than what is considered normal. Interesting things as well is that when the previous owners of the Sacramento Kings, the Maloofs, tried convincing David Stern to host an All-Star Weekend in Vegas, David Stern reportedly said over his dead body would he ever allow an NBA franchise to come to Las Vegas as long as there was betting on sports events. That was just one of the quotes that really stuck out to me, to see how much this game has evolved and how much gambling is now reliant as a main revenue stream for all sports in general. So I guess at the end of the day, it's not expansion that's terrible for the league, it's expansion to Las Vegas. I want to hear in the comments though, what cities you guys believe to be deserving enough to have the 2 expansion slots in the next expansion. Should it be Kansas City, Louisville, maybe even Mexico City? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I respond to every single comment down in the comments below. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video though. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. We're getting closer and closer to 10,000 subs, which is just crazy. Also, I'm so sorry about this pimple on my lip. It looks absolutely terrible. And my short break that I took, I was celebrating my birthday back home, so I do apologize for that. But we are back on the grind with the NBA season starting soon. Later.